You can run, Pete, but you can't hide. Hang on, Eric, I'll just stick it in a wide angle mode.
Cheers, Graham.
But you must have got hold of my records.
No, I'm not. John out. We got it.
Let's have a look in it, Steve.
Go away.
There's a lot of wildlife in there.
There is. No, really. Speak English because we won't understand you, Mark.
Get out, all right.
Right guys, so a few weeks ago Dave had his presentation when he was in work, and the company thanked him for all the work he's done over the years, and that was much appreciated, I'm sure. The A-Shift guys would also like to thank him more so for the work that he's done and the help he's given to them. And A-Shift guys would just like to offer their appreciation, Graham, A-Shift past and present, and wish you all the best for a happy and long retirement for you and the family. So all the very best.
Like a condom.
And I'll just be waiting for the main event of the night, start time.
He's got to be nice.
Mr. Clark.
Shimmy me!
Ron, you're funny.
Can I have a try? I need a try.
It really isn't that good, honestly. Now,
Yes, mate.
now, I must say I didn't think much of the warm-up, man. I don't think Billy Collins got much to worry about. Anyway, it is Graham's retirement, and I know he's been looking forward to it, but not nearly as much as we have. And I need to clarify at the start, just to any confusion, there is actually 2 retirement dues for Graham. Now the first one, obviously, here tonight, for the people that don't like him. Which is why we have such a good turnout. There is a second due on Thursday night for the people that do like him, and that is in the phone box down in Hyde Precinct. If you're unsure of where that phone box is, and in the unlikely event you know anyone who wants to go to it, if you contact Nathan Jones, he will be able to give you directions because he's had a couple of birthdays. Graham did try to stitch me up by getting me to do this tonight because he said it's one night that you'll have to be nice to me, and I will try my best, Graham.
Thanks, Ian.
He said, would I mind saying a few words, and immediately little, useless and twat. But I will try and expand on that, and I will apologise now for having to use notes, but my memory's not that good, if I was talking about somebody who was important or I liked, I probably wouldn't need them. As is Graham. So, 33 years in Esso.
Yeah, that's
remarkable, really. And then look at him. And because I was doing this, I was able to have a look at his personal file to see if there's anything useful in there. And a couple of things stood out, I have to say. At the beginning in the index, it said chapter 7 was major accomplishments and achievements. There wasn't anything in there. But the bit, and now this bit is true, and everything I say is true, it's just some things are truer than others. But there was a summary of his interview for the job, and some of you may have already heard this, but I couldn't let it go without mentioning it again. I believe it was Reg Wyeth who wrote the summary, and in God's honest truth, it read, a pleasant and sociable guy, not the brightest of the bunch, but should be able to cope as an operator. Now, if you translate that into today's language, that is a useless twat who I feel sorry for. Let's give him a job. Now, in all fairness, he has managed to hold down that job for 33 years, and during that time I would imagine you've made a lot of good friends, although I don't know of any. He's blagged his way up to process leader, and there was a time he aspired to be a chief. And,
You've got to go into that.
yes, we will. 4 or 5 years ago, he got the chance. He was put on A shift as an uprating chief, and would almost certainly have got the job if he'd been good enough. But sadly, he wasn't. And it was said that during his time uprating, you changed, Graham. You changed. But in his life in Esso, he spent most of his time on A shift.
Someone else over there has changed that he's done.
Yeah, I know. He's just as bad as you. So he spent most of his time on A shift, and it wasn't all operating on A shift. Because of his time management, he did manage to squeeze in a few extra things here and there. And one thing I'm reliably informed that he managed to do on one particular shift was to go down and help Murph from the lab with his fishing. And the story goes that he managed to sneak down the lake with another accomplice on A shift, who I won't mention, A Shaw. There was Merv in his tent with his line out, waiting for some sort of pull, and the line tugged and the bells and whistles went, and Merv dashed out of his tent to be greeted by Graham going, "All right, Merv."
You want that, you
Merv did say that was the ugliest old trap he'd ever seen down the road. Now, on the theme of A shift, I have managed to get a quote from a former chief on A shift, and the quote went like this: "A very industrious and helpful individual,
that's good,
with vast experience and great knowledge."
Who was that?
That was about Steve Wright. I did then ask him about Graham, and he said, "What, that grumpy looking guy? What he lacks in height, he lacks in everything else." I thought that was nice. Now, you will know that from listening to me that twat is a common theme with Graham. Indeed, whenever you hear the name Graham Horton, twat is far away. And you may not know, but in the new edition of the English Dictionary, you actually get a mention. If you look up the word twat, it actually gives a definition as Graham Horton. And then goes on to give an example of being a twat, i.e. doing a horn. So that's good. So outside of work, he's been married to Teresa for a long, long time. 4 kids, all grown up now.
Yeah. Son's here tonight.
Yeah, well, never mind. That in itself is baffling, really. I mean, I've met Teresa, but only on a couple of occasions, and she's attractive, intelligent, with a good eyesight, and a decent sense of smell. So it's somewhat puzzling that she married him, let alone stayed with him. A little known fact about Graham as well is he used to run a boys' football team many years ago.
Yeah.
Well, I did manage to contact a couple of your players, and they did tell me that you had a massive impact on their life. And they would have loved to have been here tonight, but sadly they couldn't get away from the Priory. So, allegedly a lifelong Arsenal fan.
Yeah.
Well, you say fan, but you never actually go and watch them.
That still came. Do you actually go and see Pompey now? Get the tray. Carry on.
We'll pretend for this that you are a fan, right? And you would think he was a fan because of the heritage of the team, the red and white colours, the fantastic football they play, but apparently it's just because they've got arse in their name. So, now you're retiring, Graham, that gives you a lot of free time. You haven't got work to get in the way of anything now. It could be tricky for you, I mean, no work to worry about, all your time's your own, and that can be quite an adjustment. And if you need any advice on that, Dave Black. Moving on, you will have lots of free time and time for hobbies. And I know A-Shift, you haven't opened the envelope yet, but I know one of your particular hobbies that you're keen to get into is horse riding. I believe they've got you some lessons. You love horses, Graham.
I hate them.
Oh, what a shame. But one hobby I know that you've done in the past and you will continue is trailer collecting. I believe that you have accrued 1 or 2 trailers in the past, and Maury Cannon helped you in that, in the refinery.
Yeah, you did.
Apparently you take these trailers and they're rusty, shitty mess, and you work your magic and there's still a rusty shitty mess. So anyway, best of luck with that.
What I have to say with the trailer thing is, you have to have somebody like Russ to help you out. Because when they're actually not looking too bad, it's amazing what we can do. Worthy of taking out the refinery.
And we've seen his work in the refinery. There's any man who can polish a turd. Now, and on that subject, I have been asked of how I will remember Graham and how I remember him retiring. And the only thing I could come up with really was, you know, and I don't wish to be crude, but you know when you need the toilet. And you get into the toilet and you sit down and you drop your bomb and you stand up, we've all done it. You turn and look, you've got to have it. You turn and look and there he lay. And you know you've got to pull that chain, even though you're attached to it. You've got to pull the chain and you've got to flush it away. And that's how I shall think of Brian. Finally, and I need to move on, I don't want to bore you too long. A favourite saying of Graham's, it's a big old will.
It's a big old will.
It's a big old will. And someone said they wished you'd fallen under that will. However, it is a big old will, and I guess tonight the wheel stops turning for you as far as being an operator goes. And now this is where you have got me, because I've got to be serious now. You are a character, Graham, and I haven't spent as much time on shift with you as a lot of the other guys, but I have enjoyed my time on shift with you. It's been good fun. And we do a particularly exclusive job being operators. We spend a lot of time together.
Yeah.
A lot of what we do is easy, a lot of what we do is hard, and a lot is scary. And what gets you through those times are the characters. And Graham is a character, and he will be missed. And what I'd like to say to finish off, and I'm sure they'll all join me, is we wish you a long, healthy and happy retirement. Thank you.
How do you follow that?
Get this right.
Leave the tab, you can go.
Drinks are on me.
Well, all I can say is, you know, I've had a great time. 33 years, it's flown by. And the guys here tonight, you know, you've all been good mates, good laugh. I couldn't have wished for anything more. So, thanks very much. See you in the future, and have a beer.
Right.
Where I shop. Graham, about probably 18 decided that our oiling system was not good enough. And he went away and did a number of modifications to the oil box. Came back with the first trial, came back with the second one, and we've had it on trial. And probably for the last 2 months, every time he's been on shift, the door's open and I feel something burning in the back of my neck. It's Graham saying, "Are you going to make me a millionaire? You're going to make me a millionaire yet?" So I can say, I can make a millionaire. Yeah, it's been successful.
Oh, thanks very much.
What we'll end up with, I'm not sure, but
Yeah.
thanks for the help.
All right, mate, lovely. Thanks very much.
Right.
Yeah, thanks very much, everybody. It's been brilliant.
Where's the tray?
Yeah, where's the tray? I need to get Wallace. Don't go hiding. Steve, don't go hiding.
Don't let us stop you, Graham. Don't let us stop you.
I have to say this. There's one person who ain't on this station who does mean a lot to me, and that's that man over there. But he will get the tray.
Asking you to do this.
Hey, what's Jerry got there? What's Jerry? I told you it wouldn't be a complete evening if you didn't get the fucking tray. Fucking hell,
Steve.
Shit! Where's that little shit?
I'll try to find something harder, mate.
Fuck off!
And just when you thought it was safe. Wankers!